We are standing today in front of what is, in my view, the most beautiful necropolis I have seen in the world. And I have seen many in my travels. This is the necropolis that originally started life as a summer palace and hammams for the Qutb Shahi rulers. The fort being walking distance of this wonderful space. It is being restored, conserved and gifted back to our city by the Aga Khan Trust, AKTC, with very committed and good activities. We are uncovering decades of cement that have been slapped on our structures, on our tiles, on our fountains, channels that have been buried under landscaping, so-called landscaping, with full of mud. And what we are seeing today are gardens. I like to call them Dakhni gardens, because while we borrowed from the Mughals, we evolved differently in the Deccan because we benefited from all the cultures, communities, religions that came here to the Deccan. So I like to call this Dakhni garden, I like to call it Dakhni architecture, and we are standing here in front of this wonderful heritage landscape park. As it goes along, it's going to become only more and more beautiful. And we are happy now to visit every time we see there's a change. The board behind me shows the variety of domes and structures in this wonderful necropolis of Qutb Shahi tombs. The tombs are of various rulers and of several women of Golconda that were the main support also for the rulers and for the kingdom. Their activities are many, unrecognized, unknown, but very much there. Some of them lie next to their husbands quietly or sons, and some of them are actually recognized by the wonderful tombs that were built for them. Behind me there are three at least that were built specifically for the women. I choose to present before you today out of the many architectural gems in the Qutb Shahi tomb complex, the tomb of Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah, who is the founder Sultan of Hyderabad city that we know today, in whose period Mir Momin Ashtabadi, who was a Persian scientist, scholar who came to Hyderabad and became Diwan Prime Minister of the state. Charminar, Darushifa, Bache, Ashok Khana, and several other structures are part of this development. The tomb behind me is of Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah, greatest, the grandest, and I suppose we should recognize him most because he is the one that has contributed so much to today's Hyderabad. We stand before the tomb of Muhammad Qutb Shah, son-in-law of Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah, founder of Hyderabad city. He is husband of Hayat Bakshi Begum, one of the wonderful sultanas of the Golconda kingdom that we will be visiting shortly. Behind me, this structure has got evidences of the original Persian tiles that were used here, because the influences of the Deccan, of Golconda, of Bijapur, of Bidar, all these areas is directly also from Iran. The tiles are said to be originally Persian. Behind me you can see green, you can see blue, and you can see wonderful designs that have been uncovered so far. I believe there are many more covered by decades of cement that was slapped on later. We stand before the Maqbara, the tomb of Hayat Bakshi Begum, the most recognized of the Qutb Shahi queens. She was daughter of, wife of, and mother of 3 sultans, but had her own independent status in the development and management of Hyderabad. Her son was young when his father passed away, and therefore she became regent mother and ruled for a long time. There is a very important and active role that she took in the state over a long period of time. Our last visit today is to the tomb of Fatima Khanum, daughter of the last Qutb Shahi Sultan, Abul Hasan Tana Shah, who was defeated by the Mughals and taken away and imprisoned in Daulatabad in Aurangabad area. Aurangabad being the Deccan capital of the Mughals. Father, having been taken away, died in that area, is buried also there. His daughter is here today. For people like us who research the history of the Golconda and research the history of women in the Golconda, she is very important. because she is a representative of the last Qutb Shahi here in Hyderabad and in Golconda.